How to fake an entire esports career without ever playing. How the fuck do you manage that? What? Well, you know what? You know it's gonna be good. It's by Mugen, so I mean, typical, typical good stuff. If you guys don't know Mugen, I actually highly rate Mugen as a channel. Very, very, very solid coverage of really every topic that you can imagine, from gacha games to this. So seriously, go if you guys haven't, go check him out. He's really good at this sort of stuff. Hmm. Right. Yeah. Anyway, let us give it a shot, shall we?
Asking. Because let's face it, there's too many people out there renting a sports car for a day pretending that it's theirs.
Yeah.
And God, if I see another guru on a tropical island claiming that they made it because they did a few stock trades, then I
Yeah.
might just burst a testicle. It takes common sense to understand that these people are using credit cards. This, of course, is all done in the hopes of trying to impress others. And while,
Yep.
yes, it is pathetic, ridiculous even, it is done on a wide scale these days.
But it works. It works so well, and they know it. It works so well. And to a lesser degree also, influencer households, they don't own those houses. They collectively pay rent in them to live there, to, like, say, it's all part of the act, right? Like, big influencer, like, mansions and stuff like that, they're all renting together specifically because they can't afford to buy that. Like, that's just how it is.
Days. I mean, this has gotten so big that there's an entire economy built around fake influencers. People who rent out mansions, sports cars, photographers, you name it, all in the hopes of appearing to be something that they are not.
Yep.
However, even though we've gotten to a point where this has gotten worryingly sophisticated, with an entire economy built around it, all of this still pales.
Okay, you know what? I'm not even that upset because W game, but come on.
In comparison to the fake life that esports athlete Nafat Warasin.
Okay. Look, I'm just going to be honest with you, alright? It doesn't matter where you are, or who you are, or whether you're a boy or a girl. There is one thing that every single esports athlete has in common. Doesn't matter if you're faker, doesn't matter if you're scrub killer, doesn't matter if you're Zane, right? Every esports athlete has this, and you know what it is? Nerd energy. Okay, it doesn't matter how good you look, you have total nerd energy. I can tell you immediately just by looking, this woman has never touched a game in her life outside of maybe Candy Crush and The Sims. This is not this is no.
Has lived for the last few years. An absolute rising star in one of Southeast Asia's most popular games. She managed to get signed to one of the top esports organizations of the region, which eventually led her to the highest honor imaginable, representing her country of Thailand in the 2025 Southeast Asia Games. Now, yes, admittedly, throughout all this time, she definitely had some suspicious behavior. There were definitely some doubts in regards to her avoided nature, but her teammates attributed that to maybe her being awkward, to maybe being nervous. You see, no one on her top team throughout so many.
See, like, look, I'm sorry, but, like, these are all very attractive young women, right? Now, she, as a whole, no, she does not fit in with these guys. Like, these guys, I can tell you just by the attitude, the look in their eyes, the way they pose for the camera, stuff like that. These people have been around the internet long enough that I can tell from just by looking, you can feel the energy, right? That these are these are gamers. We have a few gamers here. I mean, don't even get me started. Bro has seen every single COD lobby in history. He's seen war crimes in those eyes. But these five women here, they all fit in with each other. She does not at all. She has no clue what she's doing.
Hours playing with her could have ever guessed that her entire esports career has been nothing but fake. And no one could have even begun to come to the conclusion that for all this time, she wasn't even the one playing. What's even worse here is that this only got exposed after she had gotten on the Thailand national team and during an extremely important game between Thailand and Vietnam, which would have led this team to the finals. Yes, she was actually caught red-handed live on stream during the semifinals of a competition that is the equivalent of the Olympics of Southeast Asia. Guys, I can't even begin to explain to you the secondhand embarrassment. I mean, this.
Well, not even just the secondhand embarrassment, but like, I'm pretty sure in Asia, especially Asia, and it's sort of going more or less around the world now. It's getting taken a bit more seriously. But I mean, I heard in China, if you're not, if you're not careful, you could get really quite bad off if you cheat in video games, and especially like in China, right? I imagine in and around Asia it's sort of similar, where like you can get in proper trouble. I don't know about Japan though. No, if I had to imagine, I'd imagine like Japan's probably a bit more relaxed, but I would expect that like in Thailand and China and in Indonesia in general, like if you cheat in video games, you're probably not going to have a good time.
Was so humiliating. Not just for her, though, not just for her teammates, but for the entire country of Thailand. And if you thought this was bad, then wait till you hear who was the person that was playing remotely for her during her entire career.
Was it the coach?
We only recently got confirmation in the beginning of 2026, and it's one hell of a way to start the year. Look, when I saw this, I thought it was so ridiculous.
This was in the Bangkok Post. Fair enough.
Had to talk about it. So you already know the drill. Without further ado, let's do this.
Let's see it.
All right, so
I'm
to fully
interested.
grasp what's going on, we have to go all the way back to the year 2011 when Tencent would purchase Riot Games. This move was unprecedented and cost around $350 million. They were willing to make this bet because they understood how big the mobile market was becoming. But more importantly, they were also understanding just how quickly the mobile market.
Jesus fucking Christ. Angry Birds, exactly. Yeah, dude, that's insane.
It was becoming. Barely 2 years prior, Angry Birds had come out. And a year later, Candy Crush would come out, and these games would generate billions upon billions of dollars. Soon developers would stop looking at PC and console and just focus on mobile because it was a cash cow. And
do you guys not have phones? Guys, it's 20 whatever the fuck it was. Do you not have phones?
Absolute money printing machine, and it changed gaming forever. By 2015, Tencent's leadership team truly wanted to work with Riot Games to make a mobile version of League of Legends. But no matter what Tencent did, no matter how many pitches they made, no matter how much revenue they started talking about, Riot Games' leadership wouldn't budge. They truly believed that the experience that PC offered could never be replicated on mobile. But
I'm gonna be completely honest with you, that is so true. I don't understand people who play games on phones. Like, we're not compatible, okay? You don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
Tencent wasn't simply going to take no for an answer. In fact, even before asking Riot Games for their permission, they were already developing a MOBA for mobile behind the scenes and released it on that same year in November 2015, exclusively for China. And that game would be none other than Honor of Kings. 10 years later, Honor of Kings is still the highest grossing mobile game of all time,
Yep.
beating Candy Crush, PUBG, Clash of Clans, you name it, making
Wait, what's a...
a whopping
Hold on.
$18.6 billion.
Detective Raven, you're charged with the murder of your wife.
Oh my god.
You have 90 minutes.
Piss
to prove
off,
your
man.
innocence, or you will
The game would prove to be so successful that Tencent would release a non-Chinese version for the rest of the world. It would be called Arena of Valor, and it would be published by G Arena. Now, this game wouldn't really find a lot of success in the West, but would instead find its success in Southeast Asia. It is the
Yes, yeah.
biggest mobile game in Thailand.
I have... So, when I was in school, we had quite a lot of people who would come to the country in, like, this program from Asia as, like, a... oh, I can't remember what it's called, but essentially someone from New Zealand would go over to Asia, spend like half a year, quarter of a year over there, and someone from Asia would come over to here. And we had quite a lot of these people who did this, and they all had this fucking game. Every single one of them.
Obscene amount of money. Riot Games, on the other hand, would finally release a mobile version of League of Legends called League of Legends Wild Rift in 2020, 5 years after Honor of Kings had released exclusively in China. In 5 years, they made $1 billion in gross revenue and aren't even in the top 50 highest grossing mobile games of all time.
Jesus
So if you ever needed proof that the people
Christ.
running Riot Games have maybe like
It
barely
actually, like, it just astounds me how much money is in gaming. Like, you gotta, because a lot of us just don't really think about it. There is so much money in gaming, and I don't think he is going to show it, so I'm going to... How do you open a new tab? Hold on. Revenue accumulation. I've probably spelled that one wrong. Of League of Legends. Jesus Christ, Legends, fucking hell. Legenda. 15.25 billion. Jesus Christ. Okay.
brain cells, this is it. And the reason why I told you all this is because this incident involves Arena of Valor. You see, esports tournaments in Southeast Asia always have a form of mobile games, whether it be PUBG or Arena of Valor, and they're taken very seriously. This is where the Southeast Asian Games come in. It's seen as this region's Olympics, and it happens once every 2 years. It features a wide array of different sports, and of course, one of these categories involves esports.
I actually really unironically, because I'm an esports nerd, I really like watching these guys do their the games, like their version of the Olympics, the Philippines games and whatnot. I think it's so cool. I really do. It is like, and they take it uber seriously, like really seriously. And it brings out some really good moments, I've got to tell you.
More specifically, Arena of Valor. Now look, as I mentioned in the intro already, when it
Bro. Is this... Oh... Oh... Where would her... So if her mouth was closed, it would probably be, like, about here, where her face would... Bro, why are her eyes so far up on her head?
comes to Arena of Valor, Tokyo Girl was a rising star. So much so that Talon Esports, a recognizable name...
Oh no, not again. Oh, not again. Oh, Lord.
the Southeast Asian scene decided to sign her on their team. And I
Okay.
mean, by this point, one could argue she made it, right? What better indicator of success do you need in esports than getting signed on to a team? But
The ability to use a controller without looking down at it. That's step one, by the way. If you can do that, then I do believe that you have some ability to play video games. Or a keyboard, really. Either or. Either or. Pick your choice. But if you're looking down while playing your game, there's something wrong. Something's not right
to
here.
Tokyo Girl, this was still the beginning of her journey because with that same team, she would go on to compete in the Thailand Women's National Qualifier for Arena of Valor. And guess what?
Okay,
Her
also, I'm gonna just immediately say this, alright? Now, while this is gonna be a heavy hitter, okay? So brace for impact, because this is gonna hit hard. I have a few problems with there being a female category in esports. And it's not what you're thinking. It's not because I don't want women to compete. It's I do, and I genuinely think the game's better for it. But inadvertently, by giving women a women's category, if you will, you are essentially saying that they cannot beat the men, in my eyes. Now, I think this is just bad. I think that's very, very not true. I think there are a lot of women out there who absolutely could take you to Pound Town when it comes to some of the games that they play. But, like, the reason why we have different groups in different sports is solely because men have an advantage. We do. Our muscles are denser, we are bigger, we are stronger, testosterone and all that, blah, blah, so forth, so on. Women don't have that, and that's the reason why there's a division, so that, things are treated fairly. In video games, that does not exist, right? It is down purely to skill. And I think having a women's group, if you will, devalues their own achievements. I think everyone should be mixed in with everyone. I don't think that there should be a women's division. I think that everyone should be mixed in with everyone, because at the end of the day, there is no known given advantage, right? Neither gender is known to have a faster processing speed, right? At least as far as I know, and at least as much as I've researched. No gender is known to have a faster reaction time due to purely the way their body's built, right? That's just not how that works. And so I think taking these women and just putting them in their own category and saying, "Oh, you guys go play off in your own category," blah blah blah. I think that's incredibly offensive. I do. I wouldn't. I think I think it's terrible. I would not be happy. I'm not good enough to compete with the men in a sport where I have a completely even playing field, so I'm going to go off into my own corner. Piss off. I'd get so pissed off. I'd get so angry. But, yeah. Honestly, lukewarm take from Worthy Oak, but for a lot of you, I imagine that's probably set you off.
role here
A lot
would
of you.
be substitute, but she was so damn good that by the end, not only did they win the entire national qualifier, but she went from substitute to carry, one of the most important roles in the game. And yes,
Yep.
by the way, they won, which meant that they qualified to represent their country of Thailand in the Southeast Asia Games. That's what the qualifier was for. Team Talon was going to have the incredible honor of representing their country.
Nah, not a gamer. I'm just look. Just the vibes are like fucking radiating. Not a gamer. I don't know what it is. but I can tell you, I genuinely don't know what it is. Tell me if you guys get this as well. You can look at all six of these people, and all five of these people, there's just something that you can tell they have played games. This one here, though, something's incorrect, and I don't know what it is. I genuinely don't know. Maybe it's the posture. Yo. Yo. Maybe it is.
And Tokyo Girl was right there as the team's carry. Not only that though, she was seen as the rising star of the women's Arena Valor esports scene and was being given nicknames like Beautiful Girl or whatever because she was both beautiful and incredibly skilled at the game. I mean, by this point, we could say that she truly, really made it, right? But in reality, this is where things were about to get very real because she and her team had immense pressure on their shoulders. You see, Thailand has the most gold, silver, and bronze medals in this competition's history. So they had high expectations to keep up.
Jesus Christ. Over 1,000 away from second. Fucking hell.
The status quo. I should point out that this ranking isn't the most fair thing because not all the countries on this list were members on day one. In fact, Vietnam, for example, started off as South Vietnam. But you get the point, okay? Thailand is well known to have the most medals in this competition's history. But that wasn't just it. The members of the Southeast Asian Games take...
Oh my god, you know what I just realized? Are they going to be LANing? Oh, no, bro, can't connect through LAN. They're gonna be LANing. Oh, no. Why did you not... Why do people do this? Like, they get themselves so deep and then don't bail before it gets bad. Like, and they just go along. What are you doing? You had time to bail all the way before you went LANing.
turns hosting the games on their territory. And in 2025, the year her and her team were going to compete, Thailand,
To be fair, we don't know if she's LANing.
was going to be the host. They were representing their own country on their own.
Grab everything for summer entertaining
I
at New World
don't
this week.
need
Mediterranean dip,
food.
135 gram, $4.49 each, or Arnott's crackers, 250 gram, $3.49 each. Now that's New World value. Sizes, limits, exclusions apply. South Island only.
Soil. The pressure couldn't have been higher. And so on December 15th, it began. The Southeast Asian Games 33 Group Stage Women Arena of Valor Tournament. 4 countries participated: Vietnam, Thailand, Laos, and Timor-Leste. Based on the qualifiers, Thailand was on track to make it to the finals. All they had to do was win against Vietnam. This was their first game in this tournament. So Thailand's team's only goal here was to just defeat Vietnam so they can make it to the finals and guarantee second place. If they would win the next match, they would guarantee a gold medal. They were in a very good position here, and they were so close to getting a minimum of top 2. But of course, seeing that they're on their home soil and they're representing their country, they were going for the gold
A
medal.
lot of
However,
pressure.
With some of the complications that occurred, I'm sure that some of the team members would have just rather gotten a bronze medal. In fact, no medal, rather than have to go through the embarrassment of having Tokyo Girl on their team. All right, so here's the deal. Tokyo Girl's suspicious behavior would begin even before...
Bro, I can already tell, like... I don't know what it is. Like, I can feel it. There's, like... I don't know. Like, it's just the way she holds herself in these photos is not... It's a... I can't describe it, but... Do you ever get that feeling where you're just like watching something and you're like, something's about to happen? I don't know what it is, but something's about to happen. She screams that. Like, I can't tell. But there's some shady shit going on.
the game started. You see, as part of the tournament, they're all given a game phone. They can't use... their
No,
own phone.
dude, I'm sorry. I'm going to try my best to not keep analyzing, but oh, dude, it's the way like her fingers. I don't know. I don't. I don't know. I think I'm hyper analyzing now because it's gonna drive me insane.
To compete, obviously. When Tokyo Girl would receive her phone, she'd ask, "Can I take the phone with me so I can set it up with my own settings?" She was told, "Of course not, that's against the rules." But that would only be the beginning of her suspicious activity. She'd be acting weird even on the live stream, trying to hide her phone from the camera in front of her, making it seem like there's something on there that would get her in trouble somehow. And then eventually, live on stream, the Thai coach would catch something weird happening on her screen, and this is when the game would be paused. People initially were confused as to why the pause was happening. Some of her teammates had no idea what was going on, but the stream kept running, and she was being confronted by staff. They noticed that the movements she was making on her phone weren't matching the in-game movements.
Rip Bozo. Oh, like, why are you swimming so deep? Like, just. Okay, if I'm going to cheat at a video game, the first thing I'm going to learn to do is play the video game. That is just a given. Like, I'm sorry, but like, even if you want to cheat, cheating in a test is not like cheating in video games. You have to have experience to cheat well. What does that one bloke say? Good players don't cheat to get a good time. They cheat to get a good time faster. Carl Jobst. That's it. Is it Carl Jobst? I don't know. It's someone. Anyway, besides the point. Look. Brother, you've got to learn the game.
And what's worse is that the game would continue after this, and her performance would become severely worse. It seemed like...
Does she actually understand, like, how bad she looks? Okay, like, just immediately off rip, immediately off rip.
It seemed like after...
Look at... Nah, I'm sorry. But as a video game player, you do not palm your phone in this kind of way. You naturally pick your phone up with your palm if you're a video game player. Like, for example, for me, this is my old phone, so I don't really give a shit. But whenever I pick my phone up, I'm just going to pick it up. If I'm picking it up to play a game, default position is this, right? Hold on. Do you see it? That is default position when I'm picking up my phone. You do not default to that. What the fuck is that?
Like after being caught, a switch had flipped. And as the second game was starting, her performance became abysmal, barely able to get a single kill. But at the time, fans weren't even concerned with any of this. They were concerned with the fact
okay.
She was acting weird after being caught, making a middle finger gesture to the camera. This is of course seen as very unprofessional and not fit for an athlete. But I guess this was just her way of coping with the idea that she was caught. So as I mentioned, after she was caught, the games kept going on. Tokyo Girl's performance would be abysmal, some of the worst games she's ever played in her career. And Thailand would end up losing to Vietnam 0-3. It was a very embarrassing defeat, but what was more embarrassing are the extremely quick and ruthless consequences that came her way on the same
Damn
day.
straight and good. fucking good. I'm sick of people in video games cheating and not getting their due, if you will. I genuinely, like, as someone who has played competitive video games for years and played in a competitive setting before, people not actually getting their comeuppance when they get caught cheating in video games, I find, oh man, oh, it pissing me off, I tell you.
Very shortly after Thailand's crushing defeat to Vietnam, the Thailand National Olympic Committee would post this letter on their socials, saying, "Decision on personal penalty for a Thai athlete of the Thailand Arena of Valor women's team. Esports event."
Can we do this around the world? Have some committee for video games that says, right, we've caught you cheating, you fucked up, you're off to prison.
At the 33rd SEA Games Thailand 2025. To whom it may concern, this is to inform you of the decision made during the Arena of Valor women's team match between Team Thailand and Team Vietnam in the winners' final of the esports competition.
This was in the winners' final. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh. Ooh. Of all places to get caught, the winners' final is not the place, man. Like, you could do in the quarterfinals, semis, you could do right at the start of the competition, but getting caught on the podium,
the 33rd Southeast Asian Games on December
Yeesh.
15th, 2025. A Thai athlete, Warasin Nafat, committed an offense under item 943 of the Esports Technical Handbook by using unauthorized third-party software or hardware modification during Game 1 of the match. After further investigation, conclusive evidence was found, which led to the imposition of a personal penalty resulting in her expulsion from the entirety of the esports competition at the 33rd Southeast Asian Games. The decision is final.
Good. Fucking good. It's finally time that these fucking cheaters get some bloody get some comeuppance, because you know we used to say, and we used to say all the time, it's just a game. Not now. To these people, this is a fucking job. This is a career. If you're not getting punished for cheating in your career, this is fucking retarded. That's stupid.
The above is for your information and understanding. Thank you and best regards. Signed, the Esports Technical Delegate of the 33rd Southeast Asian Games. So hey, that investigation didn't take long at all. And this letter would serve to be the beginning of a tsunami for Tokyo Girl's entire career. But before we get to that, let's take a step back. What the hell did they mean when they said using unauthorized third-party software or hardware modification? What exactly did she do? How could you even cheat in a MOBA game? Well, that wasn't clear. The Thailand National Olympic Committee didn't give any specifics, so you had many people theorize, and even news publications theorize, that what she was using was TeamViewer, a program that allows you to remotely control the user's device. But you see, anyone who's used TeamViewer before can attest to the fact that it's laggy as fuck. The latency would not allow you to compete in a high-level esports tournament, especially in a MOBA. It requires split-second decisions. Additionally, many people were wondering how we could even start talking about remote interference when this was a tournament. Aren't tournaments like this usually held on a local network? Well, it turned out that no, actually. Not in the case of the women's tournament. The women's
What? Oh, no, that pissed me off. Bro, like...
tournament for Arena of Valor was on an online private server. So things were starting to get very interesting, to say the least.
So, is the women's... Do you guys in chat know if the women's... Is it always treated... Because this should absolutely be on LAN. That's not even like... That's not even debatable. If you're going to have a competition, an esports competition especially, and you're like, okay, getting to the LAN, fine, but the very pinnacle of your esport needs to be on LAN in a room with everyone there. You cannot have a fucking finals online. No, look, they tried during COVID, right? and it just falls apart because you have people from Australia playing against people from Germany, right? And the ping's like fucking 300. You can't play.
But no proper conclusions were reached just yet as to how she cheated. In the meantime, though, the tsunami on her career would continue, and Talon would very quickly release a statement saying she is out of our organization effective immediately. Additionally, she'll be repaying around 9 months of her training costs for the entire duration of when she was under our organization. Now, they didn't specify a number, but around 9 months of training expenses? Yeah, that's not a small amount of money, I'm sure. As far as I'm aware, this also included prize money. And of course, seeing all this happen, G Arena wasted no time whatsoever and also put out a statement on their Facebook page. In it, they would of course express outrage and announce that they were banning Tokyo Girl from participating in anything related to Arena of Valor indefinitely, forever.
Good.
But of course, this tsunami ending her career didn't just involve companies. It also involved her heartbroken teammates, like for example, Give Me a Kiss, the captain for the Talon
A W now.
and by that same token, the captain for the Thailand national team. On December 15th, she'd post, "I was heartbroken when I found out, but I'll do my best." Her heartbreak is of course in reference to her teammate cheating, but her saying that she'll do her best was in reference to the game they've still yet to play in the lower bracket final. You see, shortly after the game with Vietnam, Tokyo Girl would get benched. The Thailand national team would then bring in the substitute to play against Laos because they had won against Timor-Leste and therefore qualified to play Thailand in the lower bracket final. The winner of the lower bracket final would face off against Vietnam in the real finals for the gold medal. Thailand would actually end up winning against Laos, qualifying them for the finals against Vietnam.
Lower run of the
this game
ages.
against Laos would happen on the next day in the early morning of the 16th. However, barely a few hours later, Santi Lothong, who is the president of the Thai Esport Federation, would go live on his personal Facebook page.
Right.
This is when he would confirm, while breaking down in tears, that the Thailand national team for Arena of Valor would be withdrawing from the competition.
Good. Look, don't get sentimental about this shit, guys. Like, look, at the end of the day, like, they put someone on their team that was fully cheating and no one knew. Okay, it sucks for those other girls and it sucks for him and for everyone who supported them. But at the end of the day, this is the right call, and I think everyone can see that. We're not debating this. This is the right call.
Entirely, even though they had made it to the finals against Vietnam. This meant that Laos would take their place, and this meant that Thailand was withdrawing with 0 medals in the women's tournament for Arena of Valor. He'd then speak to a newspaper on that matter and say, "I, Santi Lothong, as president of the Thai Esports Federation and president of the Asian Esports Federation, hereby announce that Thailand will withdraw its Arena of Valor women's team from the 33rd SCA Games hosted by Thailand. We respect all regulations, we respect friendships, and we respect the spirit of sportsmanship. What happened went beyond our scope of responsibility, as this is a serious matter. As the host nation, we cannot allow the tournament to continue under such circumstances."
I think, dude, a huge amount of respect to that bloke, because there are not many people who would do this. Seriously, like, a huge amount of respect, because he is 100% right. This is not debatable. He is 100% in the correct. No matter what side you take here, Thailand fucked up. They are hosting the games. If Thailand then goes on to win, they probably start some sort of essentially hate train against their teams. This is in every single instance. If Thailand wins this or knocks out other teams, immediately it becomes a problem. So him pulling them out is good for the fact that then now those other girls are not going to get fucking bullied for, having a cheater on their team. And in a way, this also, protects Thailand as well. He is doing right by both the individuals he is looking after and the country he's representing. as well as the fact that this is good sportsmanship. Like, there's no way on this planet Earth, and where him letting them continue turns out favorable. It just doesn't exist.
We understand that the Thai and Laotian teams
He would have to roll a nat 40 on a 20-sided die, and that shit doesn't exist.
still competed this morning. Thank you, Chairman Chan, for not filing a complaint against Thailand or withdrawing from the tournament this morning. That is the spirit of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Thank you to the Laotian athletes for taking to the field and showing respect for Thailand. As the president of the association, I would like to send my encouragement to the remaining athletes who are still competing. I understand that you have all tried your best. Last night I spoke with Coach Poom. This is truly a very difficult situation, with Thailand being the host country and me as the president of the Asian Federation, who is absolutely responsible for overseeing this tournament. After that, I will speak individually with the athletes in my capacity as the esports manager of Thailand.
This is
So
good.
as you can see, this was a very big deal. It was very embarrassing, heartbreaking, and humiliating to anyone that had anything to do with Thailand. After the announcement of them officially withdrawing from the competition, Give Me a Kiss would post another Facebook post that was met with a ton of support, saying, "I'm speechless with sadness. We've all worked so hard for this, towards our shared dream and goal. Last night we continued practicing with the remaining lineup until very late. My heart is completely shattered. Finally, I want to apologize to everyone." You see, this wasn't just about the teammates of Tokyo Girl or the organizers. This stretched way beyond to any Thai athlete. In parallel, for example, the men's division of Arena of Valor had won second place. But now, even that was being put into question. Did they cheat? Did they do this legit? They had essentially faced additional scrutiny just because of that incident and made it seem like they faked their win. All Thai athletes were beginning to suffer from this. So seeing that this incident had escaped containment like radiation had escaped Chernobyl, and the consequences were spreading shockwaves across the entirety of Thailand as a country and its integrity and its pride, what did Tokyo Girl have to say about it? Did she apologize? Did she make amends? Did she try to make it right? Nope.
What did she
Because
do?
why would she? Instead, she'd be hospitalized immediately after, and the only public statement she'd make would be a reply to a Facebook post criticizing her. Here's what she'd have to say. "Let me answer. If I had cheated, I would have won a long time ago. To be honest, how could I have cheated? I was playing by myself, but because of the stress and pressure of the game, I panicked. At that time, no one around me knew what was happening, so I was taken to
Like, oh, dude. So you go too deep, you start swimming too deep, and when the water starts crushing you, you start blurting out fucking, like, oh, mate. Like, the best thing she could literally have done is apologized and then shut the fuck up. She should have shut the fuck up, turned off her phone, turned off social media, turned off everything, removed all of her accounts, and fucked off from the internet for a while. Like, a long fucking time. I'm talking, you know, because this is no longer, this isn't just like your, you know, and I hate to say it like this, but this isn't like your Counter-Strike or your League of Legends even, or anything like that. These people are obviously extraordinarily prideful when it comes to this. Like, they have their countries backing them. And not to say that some, you know, esports don't do that. Some of them do. Not to the degree like this, where it's a hosted event considered on par with the Olympics, all right? That is insane. That is insane. She needs to fuck off from the internet. She needs to go away. It is the best thing to do both for Thailand and for her, because she will get fucking destroyed online if she's not careful.
the hospital. I've only just been able to use my phone and my hand is still plugged into an IV drip, so I'm completely unable to share or clarify anything about the fraud. You don't know what I've been through, and yet you're saying that? Anyone in that situation wouldn't know how to react either. As for the middle finger incident, I was just joking with the person sitting next to me. When I turned around, the camera was pointed at someone else's face. I was just teasing my friends because I was so stressed at the time. I was so panicked that I fainted, which is why I had to be taken to the hospital. I mean, seriously, what an incredible 10 out of 10 statement. Truly redeemed herself
W
with that one.
statement.
I mean, who is this Cha-Cha Chilla trying to gain sympathy by telling us she's in the hospital? Look, under no circumstances should someone hurt themselves over anything. But come
Oh,
on, you
no.
fainted because you were stressed? Of course you would be, because you were caught. And no one's going to believe that whole middle finger
Fucking gremlin.
story. You were looking directly at the camera. And as she was trying to defend herself in this stupidly made post, more details would emerge as to how she cheated. So each player was given a phone, right? And since this wasn't played on LAN, this was played on an online private server, each player was given an account to log in with. Tokyo Girl would then take these credentials and send them to someone else so that they can log in and play for her. She would then install Discord, okay, and get into a call with the person playing for her. That person would then screen share their game. Tokyo Girl would watch the screen share and full screen.
Oh, no, 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 no. You might have been able to do some stuff if you were, playing the game the other way around where you're screen sharing, but then again, you wouldn't have been as good. How much delay would that? Jesus Christ.
And would then attempt to mimic their movements on her screen, faking the fact that she was the one who was playing. And get this wasn't just done for this tournament. This is what she's been doing for her entire career. Because after the first round, after she was caught and had to actually close Discord, her performance would become abysmal. So after her terrible reply, and after the reveal of what she had done to cheat, Tokyo Girl would delete her Instagram page, her Facebook page, and her TikTok, essentially wiping all traces of herself online.
Good.
As people were still mind blown by how she was able to fake her entire career through using Discord, the Vietnamese newspaper VN Express would interview some players in the Arena of Valor community, including the team captain Give Me a Kiss, to try and understand Tokyo Girl's insane story a bit better. The article would say, Tokyo Girl had long been a prominent name in Thailand's Arena of Valor community.
Yeah.
Team captain Jomkon Pomsino, known as Give Me a Kiss, said she was widely regarded as one of the country's strongest female marksmen and jungle players. Her live streams and TikTok videos regularly showcased high-level gameplay, leading to her inclusion in the national squad without a formal tryout.
Well, there it is. Oh. It's just always complacency about procedure, really, isn't it? By the way, not sponsored, but shout out to Kerry. All right, Kerry juice kind of slaps. And it's not as rich as Just Juice. I'm not getting sponsored, am I? Anyway, besides the point.
Head coach Jakopon Palm and several teammates said Tokyo Girl appeared to be the strongest player on the roster during preseason practice matches. However, they noted that she rarely attended in-person training sessions and mostly played with the team
Immediate
online.
red flag. No, okay. You know what? I'm now putting some blame on the coaches because, as I said, I've done a little bit of this sort of stuff, not to the degree of proper esports pros, but I've trialed some stuff in some games. This immediately fucking no. If you cannot turn up on the day to attend your in-person training sessions and you refuse to do it constantly, and you are in the area. Let's say you're in the area, because clearly she is, and she just couldn't do the in-person stuff. Something's wrong. Immediately that needs to be questioned. Immediately.
Surprise, surprise, right? Tokyo Girl's reputation was further reinforced by Chicken V, a well-known Thai Arena of Valor streamer who had previously helped introduce her to a wider audience. I played solo matches against her and lost badly, Chicken V said. But in hindsight, there were warning signs. She always had someone beside her when playing online. When I asked her to play in person, she often made excuses. Looking back at her old videos, none showed her hands or the screen, only her forearm.
Dude, oh man. It's just there are so many warning signs. How did we... Oh, bro, Dude, that Thai president bloke was absolutely right for doing what he did. Because this is 100% on them.
Head. So you see, there were signs, but these people chose
If
to
if she had been competing in the Western world, or maybe in a, in the both, in the regular setting with both male and female competitors, she'd be fucked immediately. There's no way she would have gotten through all
her
this.
the benefit of the doubt.
No
and yet she
chance.
completely used their trust and threw it in the garbage. However, one question remained. Who the hell was behind her gameplay?
Exactly,
Who was
who?
this insane player that allowed her to fake her entire career? Well, and you won't believe this, but it just so happened that Tokyo Girl's boyfriend had been an ex-esports player for Arena of Valor.
Oh,
I know,
man.
absolutely crazy. No one would have guessed that. So people theorized that it was him. However, no one had any concrete proof, and no one had come out to reveal this. That would be, of course, until a couple weeks would pass by after the incident, because on January 2nd, the remote player would finally confess.
Eh?
To almost nobody's surprise,
Okay, so
on
it
January
was.
2nd, Cheerio would come out and confess that he was the player playing remotely for Tokyo Girl. He confessed this by posting a statement on his personal TikTok account, an account that still, even after posting the confession, has a donation link in the bio.
It's so shameless. It's so utterly shameless. It really is. No, I would. There'd be bodies in the streets.
I mean, how shameless can you really be? The statement would of course be in Thai and would comprise of 2 pages. Here's what it had to say. Hello, I'm Cheerio, and I want to clarify the issues that occurred during the SEA Games 33 and other tournaments where there were suspicions of substitutions in many matches. I acknowledge that this is true as reported by the press. I've had time to reflect. I regret what I have done, and I want to offer my sincere apologies to society.
Give the money back. Give the money back. If you're actually sorry, send them the whole wad back. You won a shit ton of money from this. You had advertising. You probably had sponsorship deals. You had paid. You were paid in hours, paid in training. You need to give the equivalent amount of money back if you're really sorry. Where's the money?
Okay, this is a bit roughly translated, but you'll get the point, I'm sure. I take responsibility for what happened and accept all criticism and consequences without any justification. I apologize to those affected by my selfish actions. I apologize to all Thai people for bringing shame to the country. This incident is an important lesson in my life. I will use it to reflect on myself, improve, and make amends. I promise that I will not let anyone else be harmed or let the country lose its reputation because of my actions again. Finally, I would like to apologize to everyone once again. I apologize to Mr. Santi Lotong, president of the Thai Esport Association. I apologize to the Talon women's team. I apologize to the other women's teams that lost their chance. I apologize to everyone involved in all the tournaments I participated in, and I apologize to everyone who was disappointed with the results. I decided to speak out late because the public outcry was so strong and so rapid that I wasn't prepared and didn't know how to respond. I apologize to everyone. I'm currently in a place where I'm not ready to live stream. When I get home, I will live stream to apologize and again explain what everyone wants to know.
Give all the fucking money back. You bitch. You motherfucker. You and your... No, don't feel sorry for this guy. The fuck? No, bro, no, because if he's being blackmailed by his missus simply because she's got some looks on her, then he reevaluate himself. How insecure do you have to be? You motherfucker. Oh, you son of a bitch. No, no, I'd strangle him.
Look, already way better than the statements that
In Minecraft.
Tokyo Girl made, but still, a lot of questions remain unanswered. And I guess when he eventually live streams, maybe we'll get to know. And according to this article by the Vietnamese publication known as Bao Moi, Cheerio is highly regarded in the Thai esports scene. Specifically for Arena of Valor, he's seen as a very skilled player. Interestingly enough, someone of his skill and playstyle stood more to lose than Tokyo Girl by doing this.
That's what I'm saying, dude. This is why I'm so pissed off with him, because, like, and I wasn't gonna go into this, but you clearly have a standing, like, if you play an esports game to a degree where you're known, and like, you can just post and people are gonna look at you, and you're giving all that shit away, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you? For some attention, or for some money, either way, I don't fucking care. But like, what in the fuck are you doing? Oh, it pisses me off.
So that's one of the questions that's unanswered. Why did he do this? Purely because he was her boyfriend, or was there something else at play? Either way, in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't matter, because the Thai Esports Association immediately would announce that they're taking action not just against Tokyo Girl, but now against Cheerio after he admitted being the remote player. This is where Santi Latong would confirm that he'll be pursuing legal action against both individuals to the fullest extent.
Good. Fucking good. If you're not going to give them money back, then take it by force and then also take their livelihoods. Fucking beautiful. That is. And I'll tell you what. No, don't fucking feel sorry for that. I'll tell you why. Right? If they don't make an example out of this, someone's going to do it again. It is the whole... You need to make an example out of these two right fucking now. And there needs to be... You need to be making sure that you are following your procedures to a perfect degree when it comes to scanning for this shit. This should not be in video games.
Saying that Cheerio's
let alone in
will expedite
professional
the investigation
esport
process by allowing communication companies to check the IP addresses of the offenders for evidence, with authorities affirming that legal proceedings will continue until fully resolved. And by the way, just as an update, yes, they've confirmed that the IP address was different. So it doesn't take a genius to understand that this couple will be facing a lot of headaches in 2026, and the year has barely just started. But speaking of headaches, the ones who actually have to suffer through them for a long time now will be anyone, more specifically any woman looking to compete for Thailand. Or you know what? In esports in general. This is well explained by Frozen Kiss, one of the biggest Thai female content creators who also used to be an esports athlete. She'd make this post on Facebook saying, "I'm speechless with disappointment. Why would someone cheat to make the national team? Even in smaller tournaments, it's unacceptable. Other women's teams that are serious, dedicated to training and competing have been developing for so long. This Southeast Asia Games was watched by many, and there was a growing desire to see a proper women's tournament established, and then it all fell apart. The problem of substitutions never goes away no matter how many years pass. Honestly, I'm so ashamed that a player we used to compete with is accused of cheating at a national level. How will people view Thai female players now? Why would someone dare to ruin our country's reputation and the dedication of others? It feels so unfair. I feel so sorry for the other teams that worked so hard but lost like this. It's such a waste of opportunity."
This is like, and that's another thing that I didn't even stop to consider because I'm already pissed off. But like, this runs deeper than just because this ruins credibility for women in esports. Right? This is women already get a hard time enough in esports. Right? A much harder time than what they deserve. This just. Like, and like, here's the thing though, I don't know what it is, but like, over the last few years, we've had so many people cheating just to get good at a video game, like to get good stuff, but they don't put any work into actually understanding how the game functions. You actually have to mimic high-level play in order for it to be cheatable. That's the thing. And like, exactly, right? And going out of your way to do this just ruins all credibility for that.
So as I mentioned before, this wasn't just about this team in particular, or Tokyo Girl in particular. This was about all Thai athletes. And I mean, think of how demotivating it is to be a team that had lost to Talon in the national qualifiers. Like, you lost out on the opportunity of representing your country because someone on the enemy team had their boyfriend playing for them. That's
I would, oh mate, I would. I'll tell you, oh mate, no, I can't keep my emotions in check like this. This pisses me off. This is the one area where people can actually get to me. Like, insults, politics, who fucking cares, right? Like, at the end of the day, we're gonna disagree. This shit is the one thing that can actually get to me, bro. Like, I care so much about ethics in esports. It's actually kind of not healthy. But oh dude, no, it's so good. I love esports, and I see it like this, it pisses me off. Fucking piss me off.
crazy. It's so unfortunate. And based on Frozen Kiss's post, she said the problem of substitutions never goes away no matter how many years pass. This means that this isn't the first time that a female athlete faked her entire career in esports. It's just that no one managed to fake it until they had reached the national team. It's only normal to be furious if you're Thai, and I mean, it's only normal to be furious if you're a woman in general, honestly. I hope that the country's reputation can recover, and I hope that better measures are taken to make sure that everyone's playing fair in the future.
Exactly.
This was an absolutely crazy incident, and I hope that this is the last time we hear of it. And for you watching, yes, you take this as a lesson. You can fake being something that you're not. Hell, you can probably do it for a long time, but eventually it'll catch up to you one way or another. The best you can do for yourself is to live a life full of authenticity while also making sure that you have no regrets. Don't take out a $50,000 loan to show off to people that don't matter on Instagram, and definitely don't somehow convince your boyfriend to play for you on a pro level. I mean, what the fuck? Anyway, thank you so much for watching until the end. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to use the code Mugen on Gamersubs for 10% off. You can do this on any of their tubs, and soon they'll be releasing their own version of creatine powder. Bro, this packaging looks insane. I'll see you in the next.
That's from Mugen. Honestly, good coverage from Mugen. Professional level coverage from Mugen. Just says it how it is. Dude, I like Mugen. You guys need to go support him, go subscribe, go like both you guys and you guys watching on YouTube. This pissed me off. No, this shit, like, I don't know what it is. I think it's probably because of just, I have a lot of competitive integrity when it comes to this sort of shit. My best mate, he plays professional level cricket. Right, I've played in professional settings in esports before. You know, my cousins, they've done professional stuff before. My one of my cousins is a professional pianist. So like it's all around me, you know, everywhere. It's all around me, and so when it's in my area, and people are cheating, oh, it pissed me off. I get so angry with this shit. No, okay. I knew this was going to come up. So I'll clarify again. I don't have a problem with the fact that women have their own esports scene, right? Because at the end of the day, it sells seats, it brings in money, you know, blah, 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 so forth, so on, right? What I do have a problem with is the fact that because of that, the public perception is that women are worse at video games than men by default. And although people who actually play video games actually do not hold that perception, mostly, the greater community does. Because they just copy it, they copy and paste it over from what they already know, which is stuff like the Olympics and just common sports in general, you know, like television sports, physical sports, where men have an advantage because of their size and their muscles and like just everything about, you know. Yeah. So the greater community will copy paste that sort of sentiment, if you will, over to the esport groups because they see two individual genders going, you know, playing. You have a men's group and a women's group, and the men's group is the only is like the quote unquote better group, right? Just by default. But I mean, you're seeing more and more women in esports nowadays, and people even actually making the men's grade teams, if you will. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, we're gonna continue on. That's all from me for you guys on YouTube. For us on Twitch, we're gonna continue. You on YouTube, we will catch you later. See ya. Bye.